April 2nd, 2025. Review of Judges, chapter 7, 8, and 9, all the way 1 through 21, anyway. Uh, the story of Gideon. It's pretty cool. I like Gideon. He's really kind of weak to start off, meek, and he just kind of God brings him up, and he just gains momentum right from starting off in a wine press, threshing grain, to God, I don't know. Are you sure? The three different tries with God, which is before this, to now, not three different. He asked God to prove to him three different times that it was what he was supposed to do, and he gained confidence from that, and he continued to gain confidence. He did. He was obedient to what God told him. First, it was they started off with 32,000 men. God whittled them down to 300, just so that God could prove that it was not them; it was God doing it. So he did, and he watched Gideon through this section of scripture just gain confidence. So first he's like, God's like, okay, I'm going to give you victory over these men at the Midianites there at the camp. But if you are afraid to take attack, go down to the camp with your servant and listen what the Midianites are saying, and you'll be greatly encouraged. Then you will be eager to attack. And God was spot on there. Gideon did. He went down there. He must have been afraid to attack. He went down there and he came back going, let's roll. He takes him down, pulls a little game with some ram's horns and some lamps, and then the God puts it into them to kill themselves. Pretty amazingly so. Chases them on, and he continues to gain confidence. And when he asks for help, the people, the leaders of the towns that he asked for help at, just go chase him down first. And it's like, okay, you want to play this game? We'll play this game. God is with him. So he comes back and takes care of business. He punishes them for not helping and making fun of him. So that's kind of cool. He gains that wisdom there. And when he gets done, they want to make him a king. He's like, no, you don't. You need God as your king. I'm willing to help, but you need God as your king. Serve the Lord. Don't serve people. Then but Gideon does make that secret ephod, and soon all the Israelites prostituted themselves by worshiping it. And we get to see that a couple of times that the Israelites prostituted themselves by worshiping images of Baal as far. They forgot the Lord their God. And where does that get them? Where has it gotten before? Not good. Um, it's a terrible thing to prostitute yourselves. He's kind of going down that road that this is not a good thing. Don't do this. You need God. Um, then we get the slave son, the Gideon's son by the slave woman. He ends up killing 70 of Gideon's other sons, except for Jotham. But he uses how does it go? Troublemakers. He hires troublemakers and he kills. So what does that do you? That should be a good example of don't do something if you got to hire troublemakers to do it. But he was power hungry, and Jotham says, "Hey, if it's good, it's good. Go right ahead by all means. If this is good, let it be. But if it's not good, shame on you. It's gonna not be good for any of you." And can't wait to read tomorrow how not good for any of them it really is. Um, he was afraid. Jotham escaped and lived in Beer because he was afraid of his brother Abimelech. Yep. But he did give him. He say, if it's good, it's good. That's an interesting way for Jotham to put it. So anyway, some cool stuff in there. What does it speak really over to me? How does it speak? One, it just the more God works with you, the more confidence He's going to give you to do what you need to do. He's calling you to something, and He'll string and He'll help you along to build confidence from absolutely nothing to something great and big and knowing. And we see that in Moses. We see that in Abraham. We see that in those, and we see that again right here in a shorter order with Gideon. And I think he does that with all of us. If he's calling us to something, He'll start us off small and then grow us into big when we are obedient to him. And that's the way Gideon was. He responded well, and the Lord used that greatly.